On this episode of the Empty Netters podcast, Miro Heiskanen has had knee surgery and the Dallas Stars are in trouble.
The Sabres are as tough as soft serve ice cream, and that's going to be a problem.
Tyler Toffoli joins the pod. Again, we're talking all things Super Bowl, and again, as always, Toff Hot Takes. Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast brought to you by BetMGM. I am your host, Dan Powers, alongside Chris Powers, my co-host, who is with me.
As always.
Before we do anything, we need to talk about some absolute barbaric behavior.
Dan, and what's even crazier, I don't know if you're not a YouTube watcher, you won't notice this, but
that's you know what, Chris? That's a great time to say, hey, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you are listening to this right now on YouTube, some of you might not even be subscribed. Subscribe right now. If you're listening on Spotify, stop, hit pause, go to YouTube, subscribe.
Apple. I know a ton of you are listening on Apple.
Tons of you are listening
Literally
on Apple.
Go to the YouTube.
Subscribe.
And then continue consuming the pod on Apple. I'm not telling you to change your...
It costs you nothing. And you know what it does? It helps the show.
Yeah.
We get to make more stuff for you the more subscribers we get.
On YouTube specifically. That's
Come on.
great. So I walked in today to record, and my microphone arm is working. I'm literally afraid to touch it because normally,
don't even think about
this
touching.
piece of the arm doesn't hold. The mic is too heavy.
Yeah.
So imagine all of you will notice, like I'm usually holding the mic up in my hand despite having an arm. And I walked in today and I saw the arm at this angle and I was like, oh my God, it's going to be a great day. Everything in here is perfect today. And then, Dan,
what happens? You look down.
You look right here.
For those who are not watching, there is a piece of chewed gum.
Look at this.
Stuck to our beautiful table. The table that you all know we fought very hard
tooth and
to
nail
get.
for, dude.
And then someone who's coming in here using it is sticking their gum to the table. I would love more than anything to absolutely sewer one, William Angus, Liam Cullen, Will Donnellan, Rusty Featherstone. But they do not use this table.
They don't sit here.
So it's one of our own, dude. We have a fox in the hen house.
And
Gavin
dude,
McHugh.
It looks, this is Locke's seat.
If this has Locks written all over it.
That Loop sits over there. Yeah. This is Locke's seat.
And also, Loop is not a barbarian.
Yeah.
Gavin is
he's
a
on
bit
the way
of
to
a
the Super
barbarian
Bowl right now.
Yeah.
Dude. Having the time of his life. Go Birds.
Go Birds, dude. My birds are in the bowl. He's sticking gum to our table. So, Dr. Locks, we're going to send this clip to you. If that is yours, I'm going to drag you in here by the nape of your neck and make you eat it off the table.
Yeah.
But for now, I think you got to scrape it off because we can't do the show.
I can't do the show. I'm too distracted.
It's awful. You might put your arm down in there.
I'm too distracted.
Oh, my God. It's cemented to the table. We might have permanent damage
The
here.
table might never recover from this.
This is just horrendous.
And I don't know. I think I had this dentist tool with me today.
Awful. Just disgusting. Piece of chewed gum.
I'm gonna put
Get
this
that
over
out of here. Get that out of here. I've got to talk about something that I don't want to rub into your face, but here's the deal. We've got more Christmas gift talk.
Great.
Because something came around very recently. So for Christmas...
I'm glad you're willing to admit this.
I got to admit it. For Christmas, I got you a new golf bag. Talked to some great people that I'm going to bring up in a second, but I talked to some great people, and I got set up to get you a new golf bag. Now, we live in Los Angeles. We go home to Maine for Christmas to spend time with our parents. And what happens on Christmas Day, but our father gives you a new golf bag?
Yes, he did.
And I was like, shit, because I had already had the golf bag set up.
Yeah.
Now, we get back to LA, and I'm giving a free shout out here because these people are the best.
Correct.
If you are a golfer and you are unfamiliar with Ghost Golf, educate yourself immediately.
Yep.
Because Ghost Golf is making some of the best accessories and apparel in the game. Again, this is a free plug. This is just genuinely me talking to you. Their shit is unbelievable.
Yep.
They hooked me up and sent me a bag. That was for you.
Yeah, correct. It's supposed to be mine.
It's called the Maverick Everyday Bag. I'm going to post a video soon. I posted it on the story. The bag is now mine because you got a bag from Dad.
Yeah. Which is a sick bag.
This bag is so nasty. It's unbelievable. All of the best pockets I could ever ask for. The top where you put your clubs in It comes in 7 or 14. Mine came in 14, which I'm an OCD freak. So like there's a slot for every one of my clubs. So, and I couldn't be happier about it. Dude, they've got Climacool pockets in there for your drinks. They've got magnetized, like no zipper, like beautiful magnetized pockets for the balls, for your glove, for your ball markers, things like that. So much space. And then they also gave me just these sick little tags. They gave me a hat that says nice bogey on it, or good bogey.
Good bogey.
One of the funniest hats I've ever seen. Again, gonna post all this in a video, and Wags, I'll give you the photo of the bag. Man, it's so cool when you get into something and then you start finding accessories and shit that's just like so nasty.
Yep.
Like it's you never in my wildest dreams did I think, oh yeah, I need my golf bag to look sick and to be super convenient and amazing and easy. But that's exactly what it is.
But now I know that I need that.
And
to play
that's
good golf.
The thing. It's a necessity now. Like I will never not have a Ghost golf bag because it's so nasty. And it just looks so cool.
Completely correct, yeah.
They got all the towel. Oh my God, it's the best. So get on board with
Should have been mine.
Golf. It's one of the most perfect transitions of my life. I want to talk about ghosts real quick before we get into hockey talk.
Great.
Because we're talking about ghost golf. Now we're talking about ghosts. Some of the boys here recently went ghost hunting.
Yeah, to see a medium.
Little video. And they talked about the Super Bowl. And they saw this medium. And they had this little like talk box where the spirits were talking to them. And they were literally asking the spirits. The medium was like, one of these spirits is a huge football fan. We should ask him.
Yeah.
And our guys were like, oh yeah, we should ask him. I'm like... You don't want the football takes from the Civil War vet who's floating around there?
Haunting his nephew.
Yeah. So they start asking this spirit, like, what's the game going to be? Like, what are you seeing? What are you seeing? And apparently from this talk box, it's just going like, red, Chiefs. It's like literally just saying Chiefs. So I'm inclined to think that is bullshit.
Yep.
But it got me thinking. Where are you at on ghosts?
I'm big.
Really? Because I know you're a big alien guy.
Oh, I'm a massive alien guy, and it's not quite as it's not on par. And I also
you're a bigger alien guy than ghost guy.
Yeah, because I know for a fact, it's a fact that there are aliens.
Was that a Mona Lisa veto quote?
Yes.
Nice.
And I don't know for a fact that there are ghosts, but
you're leaning toward ghosts.
Yeah.
So you are a ghost guy.
Yeah, what's weird is
would you go on a ghost hunt, or would you think this is playing with fire?
Oh, no, I'd go on one. I thought you were going to say, would you think the ghost hunt is phony, baloney, bogus?
I've heard probably. It feels like one of those things to me where anyone who's claiming, I know what I'm doing, I can take you on a ghost hunt, we're going to find some spirits, I'm like, this is clearly a gimmick.
Yeah. See,
this
if I could go on a real ghost hunt, I would go for sure.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I'd go on a ghost hunt as they currently exist because I don't believe the ghost hunts that currently exist.
Do you believe in like Ed and Lorraine Warren, the Conjuring people?
They talk to ghosts? What do they do?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lorraine Warren was a medium.
Yeah, and she's like, there's ghosts in here, dude.
And Ed Warren was a demonologist. Real
Okay.
term.
Yeah, you're damn right it is, dude.
I don't think I fuck with any of the hunting thing because it's just asking for trouble.
Yeah, so you do think it's playing with fire.
Yeah.
Why, though? They're not...
You think they're all Caspers out there? You think they're all friendly ghosts?
Well, I think a lot of them are. I think a lot of them are misunderstood.
Well, then why are we hearing all the stories about the bad ones?
But now you're making me think, dude, that it is playing with fire because they were friendly if left alone.
This is the dilemma with ghosts that I don't really get. It's like, why it feels like being a ghost is purgatory. You're caught in between worlds, right? That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're not in the afterlife, and you're not alive.
Yeah, right.
Like it's like the Harry Potter ghost. Like Nearly Headless Nick says he made the choice. He's like, I was a coward, dude. I couldn't go to the great beyond.
Dumby was like, I'm definitely going.
So I just, to me, I'm like, dude, aren't all of them in a bad place? Doesn't feel like a good decision. To me, I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on friendly ghosts.
So none of them could be friendly?
I don't think so. Why? What are you? Maybe they're not all evil, but they're not happy.
But I don't know, dude. Maybe they're like, I want to stay for a while. You eventually get to go if you want.
Do you?
I think so. When you finish your unfinished business.
So you're an unfinished business guy.
Yeah.
And you think all ghosts have unfinished business?
Yeah.
You're a Sixth Sense guy.
Yes. And then they go, okay, now it's time. So yes, they're frustrated because they have unfinished business, but sometimes that unfinished business is like seeing my grandkid grow up. So then they're not sad. They're like, this is great. I wish I was alive, but at least I get to see it. Now my grandkid has been married and has a life of their own, and I will.
That is not unfinished business, dude.
Yeah, it is. That's for some ghosts.
Absolutely not, dude. That is not unfinished business. That's just wanting to live longer. That's not unfinished business.
No,
Therefore,
that's
otherwise everyone would just be a ghost.
Okay.
Unfinished business needs to be like something serious.
It's a dad wanted to walk his daughter down the aisle.
Not unfinished business.
Yes, it is, because then he walks
not
next to
unfinished
her.
business.
He walks next to her. No one can see him, but he walks next to her.
Not even her?
No. Maybe she feels something. Maybe she's like, God, I could feel my dad with me today. And I'm like, he was right there.
This is a dangerous game, bucko. You're just saying everyone who dies, who's like, oh, well, I wish I could have got to do this. They just hang around. Everyone's a ghost.
But I think there's someone, I don't know who, but someone's making the call. Like if you go, I wanted to walk my daughter down the aisle. They go, that's actually lovely. You can stay till then.
There's a deputy of unfinished business.
Someone goes, I wanted to see
the ghost department.
the new NCAA game come out.
They go, GTA 6. GTA 6 hasn't come out yet. I'd really love to see that gameplay.
Smell you Monday.
And the commissioner of unfinished business goes like this. I grant you 6 more months.
No, dude. See, that's the one where they're like, bye, dude.
You think that the commissioner of unfinished business is going to say, until GTA 6 comes out? That's been delayed far too long, sir. That could be 10 years.
That's what I'm saying. He goes, goodbye, dude. You don't get that.
Oh, he's not giving it to him.
Dude, denied.
What a tough job.
Yeah, no, you make a lot of enemies, but luckily they don't, like the ones you don't give it to, they're just gone.
What an absolutely brutal job,
They
dude.
don't have to like see you again.
Absolutely brutal job.
Yeah, tough to sleep at night.
Hate it.
Tough to sleep at night.
End of the story. Just don't follow ghosts, dude. Don't go chasing ghosts. Hey, don't go chasing ghosts, dude.
Don't go chasing.
It's a terrible idea. It is big game week. We've got the Super Bowl this weekend. That means you need to get on BetMGM right now because they have got all the action that you need. Listen, most of the time we're going to be talking about hockey picks, all the bets that you need to get in on. We've got a specific empty netter bet with empty netters. I mean, come on. But like I said, big game week. So we are focusing up on the Chiefs against the Eagles. Super Bowl Sunday. BetMGM is what you need to get on right now. And if you do promo code NETTERS when you sign up, NETTERS, BetMGM is hooking you up like nothing you've ever seen. There is a storm coming, and not a one of you is prepared for it unless you sign up with BetMGM, because what they're doing is they're letting you bet up to $1,500. And if you lose that, they put it right back into your account. So get on BetMGM right now. Get in on some of this NHL action leading up to the big game, because it is big game week. And then on Sunday, we're going to let it ride. Roll with the boys. Get signed up today. Do not miss out on BetMGM. Do not miss out on big game week.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY for New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF for Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
Let's get into some hot ice.
Yeah.
Things going on in the league. Miro Heiskanen, knee surgery. Successful knee surgery, but is now listed as month to month. The Dallas Stars, Chris, currently on LTIR. Tyler Seguin, $9.85 million cap hit. Miro Heiskanen, $8.45 million cap hit. And Nils Lundqvist, $1.25, all on LTIR. They are set to have around $13 million in LTIR money. Let's quickly, before we talk about that LTIR situation, talk about this Mark Stone situation. Mr. LTIR himself sends Miro to LTIR. Yeah. Do you think any of the Vegas fans who are going, he's fine, nothing happened, meh, 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 do you think now they're like this, this looks worse? Or do you think they not care? Because they still stand by, they go, it's completely Rupe Hintz's fault.
I believe that they think that Rupe had elective surgery just to prove a point.
No way.
I believe that they think that he could have just been playing and he went like this, cut it open.
That was a bullshit move by Stone.
Yep.
I'm fine.
And there'll be no accountability if you don't cut open my leg.
Put me under the knife to prove a point.
And not only that, Dan, but by cutting me open, I prove that he was at fault and free up $8 million to hoist Vegas by their own petard, which he himself paved the way for. So when we beat them in the first round with a guy who's putting us over the cap because of my LTIR, because you hit me and I faked the surgery, good day, dude. You get nothing.
This is brilliant. Miro Heiskanen said, this aggression will not stand, man.
Cut open my knee. He looks a fool. We get a new superstar, and we beat them in the playoffs when I'm back.
He's going to miraculously be back. Eliminate them in the first round.
Again.
Dude.
Can you believe the 3D chess that Miro's playing right now?
This is captain shit right here.
I think the trainer was literally like, you're fine. Play right now.
This is team behavior.
Miro said...
They go like this. Miro, how does the knee feel? He goes, cut me open.
They go, you're fine. And he goes like this, grabs a scalpel and goes... right into his knee. And he goes,
don't you stick that knife in your leg, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
And
dude.
he went like this.
Bang, dude. Cut it open, dude. Better stitch me up.
When
Doc.
he comes back better than ever, here's an idea. Could be the move. Getting surgery when you don't need surgery. Make it even stronger.
Yeah.
My knee's fine. Give me surgery.
Don't want to ever tear it, so just make it stronger now.
Reinforce it
while it's healthy.
Preemptive.
Yeah.
He's going to come back a superhero.
Dude.
Dallas to the cup, dude.
Dallas to the cup. Because of this one move, we will all look back on this play.
This is unbelievable.
Who are they going to get?
Let's talk about that, dude. Now that Miro has made this sacrifice, he's gone under the knife willingly for the betterment of the team. Who do you like?
I'm trying to think what has cost them. You know, like it's kind of Otter hasn't been that guy from the Flame series, which is like outrageous, and I don't expect him to always do that. But you know, you kind of got a taste of that, and you're and we say the same thing about Hellebuck all the time.
Yeah.
You know, but Otter hasn't quite been so nails in the playoffs. Obviously, there's not making a change there. But is it like they stopped scoring? Didn't their power play go 0-for against the Oilers? And I know their penalty kill was kind of buzzing, but not kind of buzzing. It was extremely buzzing.
They were a little
Remember,
cold.
like they didn't score a power play goal that whole series. So I kind of feel like it's scoring. You know, like I think I'd be aiming there. Even though you just lost Miro, I don't think I'd be like, let's get another great defenseman.
I've got a great idea.
Hit me.
Noah Dobson.
So you would go
Now,
deep.
here's the problem.
Yeah.
The Islanders are buzzing.
I know. They don't want to get rid of him, dude. Are you kidding me?
But, hear me out. Noah Dobson, $4 million cap hit, RFA. It's going to cost. It's going to cost.
Oh, yeah.
But Isles fans have been souring on him all year
we were
long.
talking about that.
He's not having a great year. He's been hurt. He's been out. To me, dude, Noah Dobson, right-handed shot. Miro Heiskanen, left-handed shot. Both guys who were 70-plus points a couple years ago. That, to me, is a Kale and Devon Taves combo. Miro definitely leans more of a defensive guy. Noah.
He puts up points.
Oh, yeah,
though.
he sure does.
So,
but
like,
I just said leans.
I know.
Did I say lean?
Yeah, but I don't know if you
Did I say lean or did I say exclusively?
I don't know if you're leaning if you have
It's a new game, brother.
73-point season.
It's a new game,
That's
brother.
Not a lean. Dude.
It's a new game. I just think you put them together. That is a beautiful combo. Maybe let Noah be a little more reckless because you got Miro covering for him. I like it.
Dude, you know what? Me too, actually. I'm going to walk that back because when I look at their lines, and especially if Sagan comes back, and it's just like they have what they need.
Yeah.
You know, and it takes guys to step up, but it's just like they have what they need across easily the top 9.
Yeah.
And if they were to use this long-term IR money and add an impact defenseman, now this decor is like scary. Where there was a few question marks, you know, because like you bring in a Dumba, you bring in a Cody Ceci, and like I'm not saying they're bad players, but everyone's like,
it's a good 7th D-man.
Yeah,
like, you know, in and out of the
line.
line.
And now I'm like, well, they're getting like minutes right now, and I'm like,
you get a Noah Dobson in there. Miro comes back. There, you're now top pairing. You got Harley on the second pairing.
yeah,
You're laughing.
You're laughing.
You're absolutely laughing, dude. And here's another thing. Maybe you add Kyle Palmieri into that deal. Again, this is all to say if the Isles are missing playoffs, and they're like, we got to make some moves here. You add Kyle Palmieri in there.
That becomes very interesting.
20 goal scorer.
That becomes very interesting.
Very interesting. Palmieri, Dobson get added to this Dallas team.
What are they giving up though? They got to give something up to get all this.
Well, we talked about Stranges earlier in the season. talk about a first-round pick. This is a team. You don't need more first-round picks. You got Stank. You could move Stank. I wouldn't want to move Stank for stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, some of this that I'm liking so much is going out the door.
But, dude, Dallas is one of the best drafting and developing teams in the NHL. They might be one. Chris.
They might be one.
So they've got a lot to work with. Just saying. Noah Dobson playing alongside Miro. That could be real nice. That could look real good.
Keep eyes on that, dude.
After Joey Tiptrill retired, that number 8 is wide open.
Can you imagine if they win this year?
Number 8, dude. It would kill me. It would absolutely kill me.
Like, I'm literally, part of me like doesn't even want them to, and I love that team.
I just think now Dallas, they look good. They're buzzing, but you've got serious injuries and you've got serious LTIR money to play with. Go full Vegas, baby.
Yep.
You got to make a move.
Yep.
Let's talk about a team that is not buzzing. Although 4 wins in a row.
I was going to say, they kind of are, yeah.
Buffalo Sabres locker room is on the hot seat. They've won 4 in a row. They are still in last place in the Atlantic. Last?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But 4 in a row. On Sunday night, Tage Thompson gets fucking absolutely T-boned going through a 4-way intersection, gets his head knocked off his body. Zero response from the Buffalo Sabres on the ice. It was wild. Now, we're not going to sit here and talk about, I think it was Stefan Nason who caught him.
Yep.
No suspension, and I don't think it was a weird play. Tage was reaching in. I think Nason played the puck too, and then he was just kind of like, but it was an ugly play. Tage's bucket comes flying off, full yard sale. No one does a thing. Alex Tuck says, team meeting Monday. They got to address this. And Lindy Ruff said, quote, there were some hard conversations in that locker room.
Do you think that means it's hard to hear because he can't hear anything?
Because he's so old.
Do you think he was like, there was some hard to
Lindy's
hear
old.
conversations in the locker room because I'm reaching that age where my hearing aid isn't up high enough that I can't hear what the kids are saying.
I literally can't hear anything.
I'm just afraid that's maybe
possible,
what he meant.
Dude, something we should ask him about.
Yeah.
These are the things that people don't get asked about.
I agree.
And he might really appreciate it. He's like, yeah, thank you. I'm hard of hearing. What is possibly said in that conversation?
So I have...
Like, does Alex Tuck go, and like Raz is the captain of this team. Like, are they like, every one of you that was on the ice is a fucking pussy?
Okay, so can you tell me, I don't know if you saw this either, because I've seen all the clips, and I know there was no response immediately. Was there no fight the whole rest of that game?
I actually, I didn't, I
don't think there was.
I don't think there was.
But I don't know for sure because I wasn't watching that game live, and I've seen all the clips where there's no response. The Tage goes down in such a way that I actually think it is hard to fight in that moment. I think it's weird if you are literally duking with someone and Tage is like bucketless, sprawled, starfished on the ice.
I don't think that's what anyone's asking.
Me neither, but I'm just saying I feel like
well, then why are you bringing it up?
That was a lot of response on Twitter that I saw.
All you need in that moment is someone going right to...
This is why I brought it up, because you said everyone on the ice right there is a coward. And I'm like, well, actually don't agree with that because I don't want anyone there in that exact moment to fight him.
Dude, you're a fucking idiot.
Dude, you just said...
When did I say the word fight?
You said
you need to
everyone there on the ice is a coward.
Which I stand by, dude. It's why everyone in that, like, this should have been talked about in Tuesday's episode, and we're talking about it now because something happened that I'll get to in a second. But dude, in what world does that happen to Tage Thompson, your best player, and you don't immediately someone grab Nason? Immediately.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like Nason was standing over Tage's body. That's my point. Like, you need to grab Nason and face wash him. Like, there needs to be a full ice scrum in that situation.
There needs to be a scrum. And maybe if my reaction initially was the same. I was like, you have to fight. Somebody has to hit him right now.
What are you talking about?
Because of the way Tage went down. Like, I kind of walked it back when I watched it a few times. Where I was like, oh yeah, I don't know that I would be wanting to watch someone fight Nason while Tage is literally like face down on the ice. I think it's like,
this is a crazy take by you. Because again, no one was standing over him. Like, this happens all the time. People go down. Like, it literally just happened with Miro. I know it's not his head, but like, if your star player gets popped like that, you immediately have to respond.
Immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then also, you're being a little dramatic. It's not like Tage was full Paul Kariya on the ice. Like, he was holding his head and kind of scrunching around, but he wasn't
passed out.
It's not like rigor mortis had set in.
what's that called? Posturing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
He wasn't full Frankenstein.
Yeah. Well, because
You got to walk this back, dude.
I fucking touched the arm, dude. It's dead.
Is it drooping?
Yeah.
You blew it.
You
got to walk this back. This is a bad take.
Yeah.
There's literally only one response here.
Well, to not do it at all is insane, and I will definitely agree with that take. Like the second the puck drops, like literally, yeah. I think if I'm going to keep my take, which I'm not even sure I'm going to, but even if I'm going to keep mine, it's literally on the next face-off.
Yeah.
There's a full line brawl.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that there wasn't even that, I'm like
crazy.
So yes, those are the conversations where you go, what are we doing? But I do laugh a little bit when Tucky's like, or I guess he didn't say he was leading the charge in the conversation. But, you know, in the way you describe it, you're like, you're all cowards. I'd be like, so are you, dude.
I'm a coward too. And again, I'm not saying that's what Tuck said.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
sure he was like, we all need to be better.
exactly.
Like, I'm certain that's what he said. But it leads to the next point. They come out last night, Tuesday night game, first game since the incident, immediate opening face-off. Gilbert fights Olivier on Columbus. And I'm like, what is this, dude? And I'm so glad I saw a few like writers on Twitter being like, why? What is that happening? That felt like the weirdest, and props to Olivier for fighting.
Yeah.
But I would be like, no,
bro,
like you guys are fucking clowns against the Devils. And now you want to fight me because you were bitches in the moment. And now you're dropping the goal as if that's going to make the fan base go like this. God, hell yeah. What a response. We're so tough. Just felt like the weirdest decision to me. I could not believe it.
Okay, I was checking that they don't play the Devils again.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, remember last
year? But it's one of those weird things, too. It wasn't even a cheap shot. It's not like I don't need you to respond to like... And again, if they play the Devils and they're like this fight nascent, I'd be like, no, dude, that is not...
Oh, interesting, yeah.
Like, it's one of those things, unwritten hockey rule where it's like, you got to do it. The Mark Stone one, I am. Like, if the next time Dallas plays Vegas, I would fucking run Mark Stone all day.
Dude, interesting.
All fucking
Agree,
day.
for sure. But interesting. Can we talk about this real quick? I thought, what did you think about the play? What did you think about the play?
I said I thought it was a weird play. Like, he touched the puck first. Like, 100%. It was like it's like Nason was going for the puck. He got to the puck first, and Tage is reaching in. Now, did he absolutely move it? Yes.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things where I think Nason is like, you see 6'6" Tage Thompson coming in like a freight train. I would probably clinch up a little bit too. I think it was more than anything a physical response so you don't get leveled by massive Tage Thompson. Yeah. And he just happens to catch him in the dome. Like, it's a shit play.
I'm a little harder on it than you are, I think, hearing you there, because it's like he
chicken wings.
And he could 100% get out of the way because Tage is nearly horizontal at that point, you know, and I'm like...
But again, dude...
It's fast.
It's game. So fast, and Tage is a monster. And let's say Nason goes like this, like, oh, I don't want to hit you, and now opens up his body and Tage does hit him. Like, there's a chance he gets folded there. So I'm like... I am big on protect yourself at all costs, dude. It's like, sorry. Yeah.
And you're clearly good with if they had just dropped it with Nason in the moment. Like
absolutely.
Like, go.
That's what should have happened. And it's one of the situations where Nason is like, fuck me. But it's
right.
Like, if you're Nason and you bitch, if someone drops the gloves on you and you bitch about that, you're a fucking clown too.
Agree. Because again, I'm harder on it than you because I was like, that did not need to happen at all. And you let it happen. So now you will fight.
Exactly. Weird move. I don't even know what to say about it because, like we said, Buffalo has won 4 straight. I mean, I still think Buffalo. We're seeing stuff about Cousins right now, possibly going to Montreal. Detroit has been named amongst other teams. I think Edmonton was in the mix there. So Buffalo, you're selling.
Yep.
And this 4 straight wins. That's great. Tage is buzzing. Love that. We love Tage, but this team is not fixed. Like you are not making playoffs. And whatever the hell is going on in the locker room where you're having these conversations, like there's just so much going on where I'm like, Buffalo, get your shit together.
Because these can't be, dude, it's like 2 years ago, man, they missed playoffs by a point, and then we are in the city. Everyone's so fired up. We're talking to the boys, and they're like, we're bringing playoffs to this town. Yeah. Everybody wants it so bad. Disappointing year last year, but not horrific. Bad, but not horrific.
Yeah.
And then coming into this year, this wasn't even a surprise. You know, like I picked them 7th. You and Tomer picked them 8th. Like everybody was like, they're terrible.
Yeah.
And they are. And I'm kind of like, how did we get here, dude? It's, you know, this isn't the Ottawa blip of last year. This is like you guys stink all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And there are good players on the team. So
do you feel at all bad? I mean, like you and I talked about when they hired Lindy, we were like, this is a terrible move.
Yep.
And it's no disrespect to Lindy. He's one of the greatest coaches in NHL history, as far as I'm concerned. But it felt like this can't possibly be what you're doing. And they were like, it felt like such a PR move. Where a PR move wasn't needed.
Right.
And I just, it's not one of those things where I'm patting ourselves on the back. Like, we said that this would be bad and they would miss playoffs, not because of Lindy, but
Agreed.
It wasn't going to
Those
fix
were kind
anything.
of the picks, the projections anyway.
Yeah. And that is currently what's happening.
Yep.
So it's bizarre. They've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Team that feels like it's figuring it out. We're going to give a little bit of stick taps, a little bit of shine to the Utah Hockey Club.
Let's do that, dude.
We want to talk about the team name, but before we even get into that, let's talk about the state of the Utah Hockey Club.
Okay.
Dylan Guenther finally comes back to the lineup, our boy. Love Gunner. 2 goals,
Bang.
including the OT winner. Huge return. Now, they were buzzing. Injuries have absolutely killed them.
Derailed the whole season.
Sergachev went down for a while. He's finally back. Dursey is on the IR. They had Bertuzzo going in there as a nice little rotational D-man. He's on IR. So Logan Cooley currently on IR. So, team's got 14 mil in cap space, about 15 mil in cap space right now. Obviously, those huge, very, very important players are on IR. They're 4-4-2 in their last 10. Where are you at on the state of the Utah Hockey Club?
They for me are in such a tricky one because I look at the Blues, I look at the Ducks even, and yeah, sure, the Kraken.
Yeah.
Like I look at those 4 teams, 53, 53, 52, 50 in points, various games in hand, obviously, and they're not that far behind Calgary and Vancouver, which are 59.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's a few games,
Yeah.
But the Blues, someone would probably fact check this, and it's not exactly right, but feel like they've been better since Monty. Like Monty's got there, and they're obviously still a middling team, but they've, I think, been slightly better.
Yeah.
The Ducks, if you're the Ducks, you're like, whatever. This is actually kind of fun. We're doing pretty good. We're probably not going to make playoffs, but we're doing pretty good. I'm happy to believe and happy to chase this down. If you're the Blues,
I think the Ducks need to figure out a lot of shit out.
Me too.
Starting with the coach, but
sure, but like they're not in last.
Yeah, fair.
Kraken a little frustrated, Blues a little frustrated. Utah is the such unique one for me from this group because you just moved.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I am them, if I was a fucking dialed in GM and I was Utah right now, 53 games in, I'm selling. Because I'm like, we don't have it. And it wasn't really our fault. We actually built a pretty good team. Injuries buried us. Even if we sneak in, we are losing. And I'd rather go, don't rush anybody back. Everybody get healthy. I'm going to sell a few chips and make us even fucking stronger for next year, where we won't even be competing for a wild card. We are going to be a third in the Central type team.
Yeah.
And I go, sick, dude. Because you just moved, it is slightly complicated to me that you might want to be cannon fodder in the first round just for the fans, to be like, look what I brought you to this town. And even through injuries, we battled into the wild card.
Yeah.
And we're going for it.
Yeah.
And we commit to going for it. This is an organization that commits to going for it.
I don't think this team is making the playoffs, and I really don't think that should be their goal. Like, it should be the players' goal always. But I think if you're management, you are like, I couldn't agree with you more. I would not make any big sell moves, though. Like, there are small pieces. Like, I look at a guy like Kerfoot, and I'm like, he's a UFA at the end of this year, 3.5 mil, could absolutely be an ad for someone. Maybe you get like a second, third round pick for that. That could be solid. But some of your, obviously, Keller, Schmaltz, even Kraus, I'm not sure I would part with. Michelli, don't do a damn thing. So, yeah, I would maybe sell some small pieces, but I think where I'm at on Utah is I was so high on Utah at the beginning of the year. Loved the moves they made. I said they were going to make playoffs, and obviously the Dursey and Sergachev injury absolutely blew all
disaster.
The issue that I currently have with Utah, and they need to right the ship here, and we're going to get to the next topic to do so. Utah came in, the Smith Group buys the team, buys the Yotes. They move to Utah. They're immediately playing in Delta Center, and I'm like, this is amazing. Like, the guys went from a college rink, and now they're playing in a pro arena, regardless of what it is. It's a pro arena that seats,
it's awesome.
tens of thousands of people. And I was like, all right, we're golden here. That said, part of this whole pitch was we're going to get a sick name. Part of this whole pitch was we're building our own state-of-the-art facility, a specific hockey rink. Immediately, they're like, we're going with Utah Hockey Club all year.
Yeah.
And I was like, why?
Yeah,
Weird decision, but whatever. It's been kind of funny. Then immediately, they're like, we're actually just going to play in Delta Center moving forward.
Yeah.
So we got to do some renovations to Delta Center to make it hockey specific. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? I feel like you promised us a hockey rink. And then they're like, we're going with Yeti. Yeti trademark denied.
Psych. Yeah.
Yeti trademark denied because of a cup?
Well, the coolers, I guess they were first.
It's like a cooler cup company?
Yeah.
Like it's your team name's denied because of that? Coolers? A cooler cup? So now it gets us into, we have Mammoth, we have Outlaws, and we have Utah Hockey Club as the three finalists. We've got AI creations of the logos going on using the current color scheme, which I love the current color scheme.
Yep, same.
Dude, they need to pick a team name. I think we both think it's Mammoth. I'll go with Mammoth. But there's people in Colorado freaking out because their fucking lax, their pro lax team is called Mammoth. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, that's not.
Dude, also there's there's the New York Jets and the Winnipeg Jets.
Exactly.
Who cares?
Not an issue.
That's cool.
Absolutely not an issue. I think that they have. I thought it was interesting when the Smith Group was like, we're putting it to the fans.
Yeah.
Vote. What do you think? The way the Kraken did this, and we just said the Kraken are worse than Utah right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's the picture of a great organization, but they were like, we're going to come up with a great color scheme that fits the city, the other teams in the city, and we're going to come up with a very great specific name regionally that works great. They unveiled it. It was Kraken. The jerseys are fucking awesome. Utah being like, it's up to the fans. And now it feels like all of the responses is like, these are fucking box lacrosse team names.
Yeah.
It looks like something that would be made on NHL 2012.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree. And we tweeted out one of the Mammoth logos that I was like, this looks good. It's got the mountain on the top.
Oh yeah, that was gas. Yeah.
But someone was like, that's an elephant. It's not a mammoth. It's and I'm like, all right, dude. Geez, everyone's so pissed. Part of me is like, you should have just kept it to yourselves and unveiled a name at some point.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the reason I think we haven't talked about Utah in a while is because we were on the mountaintop.
Dude, I was ready to go.
We were on the mountaintop.
Over the edge.
And it's just, I don't want to say things have gone wrong, but I just think that the momentum has way slowed down.
Yep.
And that is a huge bummer.
I'm thrilled though because I wanted Mammoth. I wanted Mammoth over Yeti. Because of the
100%.
abs, shoulder patch, and everything, I was like, I want Mammoth. So this is great. The fact that Hockey Club is in the top 3 is an insult.
It's an insult, dude.
And means it might stay.
And I'm calling out Durs because Durs on the
He
pod
loves
was
it,
like,
yeah.
he was like, I like your Hockey Club. And I was like, stop it, dude.
Yep.
This is not the fucking MLS. It's not European football. We are not doing Hockey Club.
Yep.
You can't be the one team in the NHL called Hockey Club.
Ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
So I hate that's... I'm like, they're going to just do that because we already have the jerseys and blah, blah, blah. Outlaws remains ridiculous to me, but
in the state
I guess
of Utah.
could be, but could look cool, but I'm like, whatever. It's so easily Mammoth. End this charade.
Correct.
And do it.
But I'm going to say you need to hire a professional designer to come up with an awesome logo.
Hire that dude. Who's that guy on IG?
Who
changes logos.
Dude. What is his
Let's
fucking
find
name?
that out right now.
Pete
dude.
Summers or something?
Is that it?
I think so. He's an absolute weapon. He
Dude.
does need to be hired.
Is it summer like the season?
I think so. I think it is. Is that him?
Yeah. Actually, well, Pete Summers is a thing, like an artist. So I think so. But
I'll figure out that guy's name.
That dude is goated.
He is a weapon.
They should just let him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I don't think this is him.
You need like a sick design, and that is a no-brainer. I can't live with one of these AI created.
You get one shot.
Designs. You got one shot, dude. You got to knock it out of the fucking park. That's all I'm saying. All right. Before we move on to our boy Tyler Toffoli joining the show, I just want to give a quick few stick taps.
Great.
Stick taps to Flower. Ties Luongo. Stick taps. Most games played by a goalie in NHL history, 1,044. Going to break that soon.
Yep.
Amazing. Stick taps to Ovi. Gets an empty netter with 0.1 seconds left.
Gas move, dude.
Now 17 tucks away.
People were so pissed at him. Not so pissed, but like I saw so many tweets and shit about that. Everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "What, dude? It's hard to score in this league." And that went in the net with time on the clock. So
it's a goal.
Yeah,
they all count. And then quick stick taps. Patrick Kane scores a putrid backhand bar down shootout winner tuck for the most shootout goals in NHL history.
Dude, that was gross.
Disgusting. It was just disgusting.
And it would have been sick even if that had just gone top netting, top bunk.
Yeah.
But it just rifled off the bar.
It was so nasty, man. Unbelievable.
Oh, dude, he just walks away. I'm like, dude,
Unbelievable.
you didn't have to do that to the poor guy.
By the way, I found it. Alan Peters Designs. I knew there was a Pete in there.
Alan
Peters Designs. If you look him up, dude, he could do that.
Legend. That'd be so sick.
All right, let's bring on Toff. Toff, welcome back, dude.
What's up, boys?
How was lunch?
Oh, quick Sandy. We got a spot here.
Okay. What's your spot? Is this like your go-to Sandy spot, or is this when you're trying a new place?
So I met him. I met the owner at the start of the year, and I guess the Sharks guys have been going forever, and they cater all the football teams when they come into town. It's called La Villa, and it's close by to my place. And the sandwich, I don't know what's on it. It's the Chris combo. I don't know what's on it, but it is top notch.
Wait, it's called the Chris combo?
Wait, what's the place
Chris
called?
Combo. La Villa in San Jose.
Jesus Christ, dude. You got a fucking Sammy named after you at La Villa. This is bullshit.
Check this out, dude. It's called the Chris combo. Oh, it doesn't even have... This place is OG, dude. Like, it just says names.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It doesn't say what's on it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like old school Italian in there. It's got everything. It's got the ravioli, the meatballs, a couple cannolis.
Yes,
you know,
they got liverwurst.
It's giving me
they got liverwurst.
That's how you know it's legit.
It's real.
Toff, it's giving me Bay Cities vibes, just like an Italian market.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's huge. What's it like being in a household with a professional podcaster now?
Yeah, so I'm moving on up. You know, Kat's got the upgrade, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to test it out here and see if the fellas are going to like it.
Dude, I couldn't believe it. Like I genuinely almost fell over in my chair.
It's an amazing.
I'm used to you sitting in front of the Christmas tree with AirPods,
holding an iPad
on the couch.
Yeah.
that my phone wasn't charged and one of the AirPods was broken, and so we've upgraded, boys.
Oh, great,
fucking
dude.
A.
This is great.
Dude, it's a fucking crazy time of the year. We got to jump in right away. Granny and Cece traded to the Stars. What was that like for the boys?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's one of those things where everyone kind of assumed that Granny was going to get moved. Obviously, he's going to get another payday, and he was great, you know, past couple years here and all that. But it just kind of seemed like they're going to get, you know, too much, like a deal that they couldn't turn down. And obviously, Cease going in it too, you know, kind of sucks in the sense of two guys that, you know, played pretty much the most minutes at, you know, the center position and the D position. So two big holes to fill, and, you know, guys got to step up, but at the same time it sucked. And always, you know, the meeting after the next day, I think we had the day off. So the day after that, it always sucks. It's weird, you know, not seeing their stall in the locker room, but I think everyone kind of understood and understands that that's kind of where we're at, you know?
Dude, what is it like? Like, what is Granny's attitude? Because, like you just said, it's like, you know, it's part of the game. It's no disrespect. Like, you guys are. We've talked about it before. You guys are such an interesting team where you're lower in the standings, but you're so exciting to watch every night, and so many guys on the team, yourself included, are having great years. So it's like, is Granny walking around being like, I'm probably going to get traded tomorrow? Like, what is his vibe the weeks leading up to it?
Yeah, I don't think he ever really said anything like that. I think he kind of understood too. He's like, I mean, I don't know if they had any, you know, contract talks or extension talks or whatever, but
yeah,
I think he understood. You know, he came to work every single day, and he's extremely professional. And obviously, I've known him from playing against each other for, you know, since we came in the same time actually into the league. So just from playing against him, I knew him, but getting to know him as a person, he's incredible. He's hilarious. You know, he's quiet, but you know, he also has, you know, the stories to tell, and just a good guy to be around. So obviously it sucks seeing him go, and for what he brought to our team too. I know a lot of the younger guys really looked up to him, and
For sure.
He'd always drag a guy on the ice and, to practice and do some stuff before practice. So he's definitely going to be missed.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, because you've been in a position like that before where you're like, I'm having a great year on a team that isn't performing. I'm probably getting moved. So is it like, does it feel good to be a guy this time who's like, I'm not moving, and that's pretty sick?
Yeah, I mean, it always sucked knowing or hearing your name in the, the trade bait, on the trade board or whatever you want to call it. And now it, obviously being, safe or feeling safe, obviously you never know what's going to happen, but knowing that my name isn't out there right now and the deadline's, a month away or whatever it is, it's definitely a, better feeling than before.
Yeah. Then every tweet, you're like, God damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, to be clear, like, I remember talking to you last year at this time, and it was just every day was like, fucking Jesus Christ, what's going on? So this is lovely, dude. We're chilling.
Dude, not only that, I'll add this too. And this is actually really funny insight for people listening to this. Like you just said, that you're maybe not privy. Granny's probably not privy to all the talks going on, right? Like, who knows what he's hearing before? You just kind of find out as a player. And we are like on the media side. So Ty last year is literally texting us like, "What are you guys hearing? Where am I going?"
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
It's one of those things where it's like every other day. It's like, this team, and then you're like, you hear another team, and you're like, oh, I think this one's close. But you never know what's going to happen until something actually happens, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's absolutely mental.
It must be hard to focus, dude. I know you just said Granny's professional. You're a professional. It's part of the business, right? But it must be hard, actually, from a human level, to just be like, just play, focus on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, obviously Granny's been moved a couple times, so he understands it a little more. But for me, I think the hardest for me was when I was on the Kings still, and I was, basically trade bait for 2 seasons for the most part. And when I was first on the list or whatever, I wasn't having a very good season. So, I didn't get moved. They didn't want to move me for whatever deal was. And then I was having a really good season the next year. And I was like, oh, and then I was going to become a UFA, but I was like, maybe they are going to want to keep me. And then, a deal came and, finally the deal happen. And for me personally, it sucked, but at the end of the day, it was honestly the best thing for my career. Cause after that, it seemed like I kind of took off and, haven't really looked back,
It did also finally get Dustin Brown to pay for a meal for you, which was also
exactly, which is massive.
That was massive. Dude.
Never forget
like
that.
That might have never happened.
Never forget that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him up when we go to Buffalo and see if he wants to do something. I'll go over and I'm sure there'll be a nice home cooked meal from his wife, which will be
that's
absolutely
big. Amazing. Absolutely. With all the trades going on, dude, like obviously there were some huge blockbusters that just happened with Rantanen and Nate just flopping in Colorado and Carolina. Are you guys paying attention to that shit? Like obviously you pay attention to everything going on in the league, but like when that happens, as we've been talking about, you guys are used to the trade carousel, but when a blockbuster like that happens, are you all like, oh,
like,
holy
does the
shit.
Does the team group go crazy or not really?
Yeah, like it was one of those things where, I mean, I don't know if you guys can confirm it, but I haven't seen a trade like that happen during the season.
Like, dude, 100%.
Like,
I think Joe Thornton. I think it's like truly, it's almost been 30 years since the last trade of that magnitude happened mid-season.
Yeah, so I mean, I was very shocked. I won't lie. I think I texted or called Conan right away. I was like, "You see this trade? Like, what?" I didn't know that these guys were. I mean, obviously you knew with Neckish, like he was maybe going to get traded. He was almost traded in the summer, sign whatever deal he signed. But with Rantanen, it's one of those things where the guy had 100 points last year. Was your third best player when you won a Stanley Cup, or second or whatever you want to call it, and then. You're like, this guy, they're going to give him whatever he's asking for, in my opinion. But
agree.
Obviously, they felt whatever, and the move happened. There's nothing really else to say.
Yeah, but it's just like I wanted to hear your perspective because it's like we said, that trade was fucking insane, and then a week later. JT Miller gets traded. Another 100-point guy gets dealt has term on his contract. And you're like, what the fuck is going on?
And at least that one you kind of knew. You're like, there's something's happening in Vancouver there. So a little bit, but still, end of the day, huge production guy moving.
100%. Dude, so tough.
A guy who's going to help the Rangers like
Oh my God. And it immediately had an impact. As a player, and we'll get into no move shit because I do want your take on that, like I told you about. But as a player, can you objectively sit back and look at shit like that and be like, this is exciting, it's good for the league, or are you like, this is chaos?
I mean, I look at it kind of both ways, and I don't want to say that just because, but it's
it's good.
It's
it's
good
fair
for the
answer.
league because it brings so much more attention. I feel like everybody was kind of talking about it, and then obviously like the basketball trade happened too, so like that's crazy as well. But I feel like that's the stuff that keeps people excited, and not saying that it should happen every year, and I don't think it will, but anything can happen. And I think, and then that goes to the chaos part of it, is like, you never really know. Like, you could wake up one day and then all of a sudden, you're in a completely different city, or your flight's booked to a completely different city. So that's definitely the crazy part of this job.
I think it's cool too for other guys on other playoff teams, right? Like if you're the Oilers and you wake up and the Avs have Nate just now, you're like, what the hell just happened? Like,
dude,
it's kind of must be
100%.
crazy for the guys in the mix too.
Absolutely. Like, you look at the Central, and like we're just talking about with Granny and Cease, like that makes Dallas much better. And if you're in the Central, you're looking at that and you're like, fuck me. Like, we didn't want that to happen.
Or like the Met teams are like, Carolina got Rantanen.
Yeah. So true.
I wonder if it's like one of those things for like other GMs too. They're like, oh my God, like, they went for it. Like, this is supposed to be our year. Like, we got to make a move right now too. And I don't know how that works. I don't, I've never really talked to, a GM or anybody in that sense. So I would assume that some teams think it's their year, but then, they got to, not panic, but they got to make a move now too.
Dude,
Toff,
that's an unbelievable call.
Dude, I was just saying, think about Washington right
I was right about to say that.
Like, Washington is buzzing, and they're like, Jesus fucking Christ. Carolina adds Rantanen, Rangers add JT Miller.
Because maybe the Caps go, we're good. We don't need to make any big moves.
Yeah.
We're doing great. And then that happens right behind you on your heels, and you're like, oh, fuck. Maybe we do have to do something.
Yeah, that's fucking
And
crazy.
I could be wrong, but I don't think that Washington thought that they were going to be in this position.
No
that
way.
They're in
No way.
at the start of the year. But I mean, we went into Washington and they were one of the harder teams to play against that we played against all season. So I think they're doing a really good job playing as a team, in my opinion, and what they have going is incredible. So
Yeah. It's one of those tough things where it's like, do you just hold?
Yeah,
and go,
right.
Like, our team is what it is. It's fucking wild. But on this topic, Toff, where like, I mentioned to you, like, we talked to Jans last year, and I asked how important he think no move clauses are, and he was like, oh, dude, they're the most important thing in the world. Are you, obviously, as we were just mentioning, you've been dealt a few times, and you are now in an amazing situation where you do have some confidence and some peace, knowing that you're not necessarily going to be moved. How important do you think the no moves are?
yeah, no, I'm biased. That's key. Because like I said, you never know what's going to happen. Like, I signed in Montreal and thought I was going to, when you sign somewhere, you think that you're going to be there the whole time. And I signed in Montreal. We had, a really good team, a mix of, really good older players and younger players, and, like Nick and guys that were ready to take the next step. And then, obviously whatever, the COVID bubble year, whatever you want to call it, we made it to the final. Then the next year we were the worst team in the league. And then I ended up getting moved. And then, it's almost like once you get moved once, it's like you're, and then when I got moved, I did well. So it's like, oh, he can fit in getting moved at the deadline. And then it's like, oh, we can make it work. We can make it work. So it's definitely one of those things where if you can get that no move, it's you feel safe.
Yeah, no, it does. It's that weird blend of, obviously having relationships with guys like you, other guys around the league, where you are like, no, fuck yeah, like, give them that no move. They've earned it. And then I get as a fan being like, no, man, like, let the chaos happen. Like, I want blockbuster trades, but it is like, it's so crucial for, having any sort of comfortability in life. Like, it would be terrible if wherever you were like, I could literally be dealt at any moment. That's awful.
Yeah, I mean, and at the end of the day, now it's like GMs are still finding ways to move guys with the no move deals.
I know, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like at the end there's going to be a way. So at the same time, in my opinion, if Gursey came up to me and was like, we don't want you, basically, then I wouldn't want to be here. Like, I don't want to be somewhere where I'm not wanted. So, but I mean, that's just my opinion. It's different for someone else. We don't have kids. We don't, we could basically get up and leave. We've done it, so that's a different, kind of aspect, and everybody, has a different opinion on those things.
100%.
No, that's actually a great call too, because I want the no move should stay, and it's great. But in my mind, you're like, well, I wish there was a perfect fantasy world where there wasn't a literal legal clause, but GMs could kind of be like, if it's a veteran guy, he's like, hey, come here, sign here. I'm not going to move you.
Yeah.
But then I was like, they actually trade dudes even when they have a legally binding document. They're not going to trade them. So I highly doubt a handshake would ever work.
So fucking true.
I've heard the horror stories of that happening with high-end guys. They're like, sign this deal, and you're here. You're on this team forever. And I'm pretty sure I know a couple guys that never even played a game after signing that deal.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
that is cutthroat.
Yeah, dude.
Like, that is absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
Dude, to some happier stuff. How was the dad's trip?
Oh, it was great. Honestly, it's the same every single time. It's my dad comes to the game. We went to the first game. That was at home. I think we played Pittsburgh. We won, which was, great. Dads were pumped. We had the day off the next day, so we all went and had some food, some beers after the game, and then we flew to Seattle and had like a big dinner with all the dads. The dads are pumped, getting huge steaks, eating like half of it because they're getting like 20 ounces. You know what I mean? Like, it's outrageous, and it's like a set menu too, so it's not like they can even pick. It was like I think it was like a ribeye, sea bass. My dad's never even heard of sea bass, and then like something else, and then everything else is like shared. And so he had a great time. It's always awesome. It's not easy for him to come all the way out to California, because obviously he's in Toronto. So and anytime he can come out, it's always great. And then he helps around the house and fixes some of the stuff up that
you're like, we should do a couple dad's trips a year, actually. Yeah,
exactly.
Toff, you're like, Dad, how are you with internet?
Yeah.
I should figure that out. But like, he loves cars too, and I looking at getting a Jeep. He's like, let's go to the dealership. So we go to the dealership. Normally I'd just like look. He's like, let's take this one for a drive. Take it for a drive. He's like, let's go on the highway. We take it on the highway. He's like, floor it. I'm like, okay. Like, he's like literally telling me everything. I'm like flooring it. We get back. He's like, oh, that was pretty nice. Let's take this one for a drive. We ended up taking 2 for a spin. I'm there for like an hour and a half, and figuring that I was going to be there like 20 minutes, and but
he's not even driving, dude.
No, he wasn't even
Toff drive, dude. Yeah,
he's just loving the experience, dude.
He was in the back seat because the guy at the dealership was beside me, and he was just, the whole time he was like, "Oh, this one's nice. I like this one. This engine's perfect for you."
He's sitting in a seat he will literally never experience in his own car, dude.
Oh, but
Ty's like fucking.
When he comes though, he like doesn't let me drive. So he was coming to all the practices and stuff. He was driving me to the rink, taking me home. Like, I had like a chauffeur for 6 days.
Amazing.
Unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
Of all the dad's trips you've been on, has anything ever gotten at, like, what's the funniest dad's trip moment you've experienced?
I think we had one in Florida. It was Tampa, and then from Tampa we went to Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. And we had a night, and all the dads, the dads stay out later than us. And the dads were supposed to go, like, I don't know, deep sea fishing or something like that. And there was like, 12, instead of coming to the morning skate, and I think 12 of them, wanted to go to the fishing. And all I heard was 4 of them made it. The 2 of the 4 were puking because they said that they were seasick, but they were just hungover. Some of the dads missed the morning skate or the practice or whatever it was, and that was a pretty good one.
Dude, elbow room will get you.
Yeah, sure,
it'll get you every time.
Where we were. That's where we were. How'd you guess?
Oh my god,
dude! I love the idea of all the dads trips, and the dads come home to the moms, and they're just crippled for the next 3 days, and they're like, "Did you have fun?"
Well, no, they go. The moms go, "How was it?" And they go, "Fine, good.
Yeah,
it was great. Everything's great. Yeah,
good to see the boys."
I mean, Yeah, my dad hardly even drinks, and the father chef, you'd think he's like a professional, like he's like the beer Olympics. Like it's crazy. He's like we go for lunch. He's like, should we have a beer? I'm like, no, we're good. Like,
yeah.
But no,
you're like, I have a game at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So
it's not his third Bloody Mary. I'm like,
yeah.
Dude, who is any of the dads on this squad just an absolute beauty in your mind? Like any one of the dads on this crew really crack you up?
We honestly we didn't really have like anything like crazy. We went for beers after the game, the Pittsburgh game, and everything was pretty tame. I mean, some of the dads were telling stories and getting going, but Goody's dad was pretty
which
funny.
ones? Who are the talkative ones?
Goody's old man for sure.
Yeah.
Thrun's dad was kind of chatty and. But it was always funny. It was like at the start, everyone's like kind of quiet and like we're all sitting with our dads. And then, I went up to go to the bathroom and then I come back and my dad's not sitting there. I'm like, where is this guy? And I had no clue. And there was only us and the dads. And I had no clue who it was. He was in the mix talking to Mar and Mar's cousin who was in town instead of his old man. I'm like,
unbelievable.
Like it was like they're having like an in-depth convo. I'm like, I couldn't even interrupt because they were talking so much. I was like, you guys are nuts.
Mar's just stealing raw.
Dude, yeah,
unbelievable.
so good.
Oh, he loved it.
Dude, that's fucking great. Well, dude, one more thing we wanted to touch on last night. Obviously, Graf gets his first NHL goal. Huge. Mac is on the board. Smitty's on a heater. You've got this unique experience of playing with a bunch of rookies right now and being the veteran leader, seeing these guys buzzing. What is your take on this? Is kind of a chance for you to plug Mac because right now it feels like that rookie of the year race is between him and Lane. And Lane, defenseman, leading the rookies in points. But what is it about Mac's full game already as an 18-year-old that impresses you?
Yeah, I mean, I think he just works so hard. So like, whenever he like makes a mistake, he can just make it up. He can make up for his mistake with how good of a skater he is, in my opinion. But like, he never really puts himself in like a bad spot, in my opinion. Obviously, there are like little things that he just doesn't get or he's not getting like a read on. But for the most part, he's like, I mean, he's our best player. It's like there's nothing else to really say about it. So I think his confidence is extremely high, and Smitty's too. I mean, both of them. It's like even when they aren't scoring or whatever, like they still come to the rink and they're in the best mood. Like they're like bringing the energy every single day. So I think now that they're both putting up points and they're both playing really well, it's only you don't even know how good they're going to be, in my opinion.
For sure.
So that's the best part of watching them play and especially watching Mac play.
Dude, it does feel like the two of them being together on the team is so good for the both of them. There are so many moments where it's just like you see them yucking it up on the bench, and I'm just like, I feel like these two are in college still. It's fucking hilarious.
And they're talking about living together next year. I'm scared for them.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That might be like Greersy might have to step in.
It's going to be a frat house.
At the very least, we need to film a reality TV show there.
Yeah, like I might have to go and like I might have to go and like sleep over once a week just to make sure the house doesn't burn down.
I agree. I was gonna say it almost like they might have to do it, and Jumbo has to go with them just to be like that would be.
Oh, he would love that for sure. He would love that for sure.
Yeah, the best case scenario.
Agree. Like if we brought that up, Jumbo would be the one to be like, "Yes, I'm in." Like,
yeah.
Like you lived with me last year, so now I got to live with you.
Yeah.
You return the favor.
Exactly.
Yeah, just this is how it works. Oh my God. All right, Toff, as always, you now have the floor for your Toff take. Have you thought about it?
I have. I thought about it. I'm going to go, I don't know how, hot of a take it is because it's one of those things where it, in my opinion, used to be elite and now it's fallen dramatically off. I'm going to say with Chipotle is way overrated.
Ooh. Holy shit, dude. This is a take, and
I think it's pretty hot.
I think it's the hottest. Oh no, your LA take was wild last time because they got crushed in the playoffs. But
that's a
but dude, this
I feel so bad for anyone who rode that bet.
Me, dude. I was like, this is money. I was like, this is awesome. But bro, so Chipotle. You had like, I don't want to say a scandal, but recently the CEO made some comment. He's like, "Yeah, you're right. We've been shortchanging you on all the ingredients or how much you get. And the prices are going up." So they tried to bounce back, but I don't know if they did.
But in my opinion, it's not even like about like the serving portion. Like before, it was too much. Like I couldn't even eat it all before. Now it's like I just feel like, I mean, maybe it's just the locations that I'm going to, and even when I was back in Jersey, it was, still, you go for lunch and you knew what you're getting every single time. Now it's like, it's kind of hit or miss. It's, sometimes it's super salty. Sometimes, like the steaks, like way overcooked. I'm getting picky, but that's just what.
No, dude,
what it is.
This
that's
is
just what
like,
it is.
People need to be held accountable. Because I agree with this. I think there was a time where, I mean, to hot take on a hot take, I was a big believer that Qdoba is better than Chipotle.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there.
Because they had queso first.
But I'm with you that Chipotle, like Chipper, was an establishment of consistency.
That was their whole business model.
I knew exactly what you said. I knew what I was getting at Chipper. And this is a hot take because like Chipper is wrapped up in the NHL world right now. And we're here to tell them, like, you got to step your shit up. Because I agree, like, I won't go to Chipotle anymore. And now because I'm in a, as you used to be, Ty, like we're in LA. I have better options for a burrito bowl that's just as quick here.
Same price.
Yeah. So I'm not going anymore.
Yeah,
cheaper.
Right. Yeah.
Truly.
What's your bowl? Or I don't know if you get a bowl, but what's the Chipotle order if you do go?
No, I go chicken, brown rice, black beans, mild salsa, and I go lettuce, cheese, guac.
Guac's extra. Did you know that?
Oh, I found out.
Dude, every time. I love that. I know they have to, but like literally every time I'm like, and guac. No,
that's
guac's
a solid
extra.
order.
And I'm like, I know, dude. Everyone on earth knows that guac is extra. I like this take, actually. Yeah.
Dude, this is what I'm saying. Like, I like the take because it's people need to be held accountable.
Yep.
And Chipper is
What
not.
do they got to do? Is there anything they could do for you to make it right other than just be better?
I think it's just be better. I mean, they have the name. Whenever I think about, going for lunch, it's like Chipotle is always in the mix. But then now it's like, especially back, now that I'm back in California, it's like, there's, like you guys are saying, there's so many different options. But Chipotle is always in the mix for a lunch spot. And now, for me, I'm like, oh, I'd rather go like Jersey Mike's or, I'd rather get like a sandwich.
Because you can't trust it.
Than Chipotle,
Yeah.
Dude, once you lose trust.
That was a great.
Once you lose trust, it's hard to get back.
It's true, dude. And that was a great call, too. Like, I'll go to J. Mike's over Chipper any day right now.
J. Mike's is awesome.
Oh, yeah,
so goated.
For sure.
What's your J. Mike sub?
I got the turkey. I don't know what number it is. Just like the turkey provolone and Mike's Way.
Dude, first of all, it's a great order. Second of all, I might have just not paid enough attention. Wait, what'd you say?
I get the spread too, the like the spicy chili spread or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Game changer, actually.
I like that.
I feel like I'm not paying enough attention, but the numbers feel random to me there. Like I order a sub and they're like, that's a 68. I'm like, are there 68 subs on this menu?
Yeah,
I can see 10.
I agree with that.
There are some that are up there. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like the Chipotle chicken cheesesteak is like number 43.
Yeah.
And you're like, there's no way there are this many subs on.
What?
Hey, that's a good one though.
Yeah, it's really good.
Very good one. But that's like I need to sit down on the couch for a little bit after. Like I'm not light on my feet.
That's not
after
lunch,
that
dude.
sub.
That's dinner. That's dinner.
Yeah.
All right, Toff. Fucking great stuff as always, dude. Let's quickly plug Kat's podcast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, am I saying this?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's your wife, dude. Like I'm not.
Yeah, well, she's working on it all the time. It's Never Offsides with Kat Toffoli and Julie Petrie, and I think they have 4 episodes out now, maybe 5.
And just had Suzuki's wife on.
Yep, amazing.
Suzuki's wife, Caitlin. Yeah, no, and they're doing a good job. I mean, I got the inside scoop with some of the people that they're planning on having on, and I think it's gonna be good.
Dude, for sure. I mean, like they've already. I mean,
look at the setup, dude.
Kat's a natural, dude.
Yeah.
Kat's a natural. We knew this was gonna work.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. All right, well, dude, great shit. We'll make sure everyone listens to Never Offside with Kat. It's unbelievable stuff, and unbelievable stuff with you as well, dude. We'll catch you next time.
I love it.
All right. Now we are going to do a brand new segment brought to you by Perplexity AI. Dan, imagine watching the Super Bowl this Sunday and winning $1 million.
Sounds absolutely perfect.
That'd be sick.
And here's the deal. Perplexity is giving away $1 million just for asking questions during the big game. It is my go-to search engine because it uses intelligent AI and it scans the internet for the best results and fastest answers. It doesn't give me a bunch of links that are all sponsored and it's just a bunch of nonsense. It gives me exactly what I want to see so quick. It is the no-brainer search engine for you right now.
All you have to do is download the app, enter, and start asking questions during the game. And you score more entries if you ask 5 or if you refer friends. So you just fire away. And then they're going to announce the winner after the game.
Yeah. And remember, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So go to perplexity.ai, download the app, and get in the game.
Wayne Gretzky said that, so I think you should probably get on board. That's pretty cool.
He's the best player of all time. So you might as well be the best search engine user of all time.
So with that in mind, Perplexity is going to bring us this week's Powers Rankings.
Oh, yeah.
So we are going to do our Powers Rankings, and then we're going to compare it to Perplexity to see if they know what they're talking about. If this AI robot stuff knows what it's doing, Dan.
Oh, yeah. We searched on Perplexity what are the top 5 teams in the NHL right now. We're going to look at the list after. Here's our Powers Ranking top 5.
As usual, we got to agree.
You have been ramming the Jets down my throat for a good reason.
Yep.
And I think they're 1 again. They're 8-2 in their last 10 on a 7-game win streak, and they're shit-kicking teams.
They have to be 1.
They have to be 1.
They simply have to be 1.
I like Washington. 7-1-2.
Great, convincing Panthers win.
Yep.
2.
Yep.
Last night.
To me, it's very, like, they're 1-2.
I know. I wanted to give it to Dallas because they had won 5 straight.
Yeah.
And they just lost. Who was that loss to?
But they're 6-4. You know, like they had won a lot, but they were on a tough skid. Like they were doing well. Now they lost a game. They do look good. I don't hate Dallas as your 3 here.
But I don't even know. They lost to the Ducks.
Here's my question for you. Are you shut me down with Columbus. Are you gonna hear me on Detroit?
No.
Detroit 7-2-1. 7-game win streak. Kaner's back. Winning games and shootouts. You're not going to give me a Detroit look?
Maybe at 5, but no. Like the answer is no, but just revisit me at 5.
Okay. What about Ottawa?
Still no.
Okay. What about Florida?
Florida had me thinking all kinds of things until they lost to the Caps.
Yeah. But that's the Caps. Like we have Caps as the lock too. I'm not gonna shame them for a loss against the Caps. 6-4 in their last 10. They beat the doors off Chicago. Like they look good again.
Then smacked the Islanders too.
Yeah. They look like Florida again.
So maybe it's like. So what's 3? Like Florida, Dallas. That's in the range for 3.
Yeah, and I would put Dallas above Florida still. Vegas is so out of here.
Yeah.
They are in their January, February, we are assholes era.
Yep.
Edmonton is in here, though. Leon Connor show.
So that would mean no rings. Florida, Dallas, Edmonton are the last 3.
Yeah, so I'm okay with because Detroit is just clinging to a playoff spot right now.
Yeah.
And like you said, these are the best teams in the league. Not the hottest, the best teams.
So give me Dallas lost to the Ducks. Yeah, maybe I want to go Dallas over Florida, but they lost to the Ducks and Florida lost to the Caps.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like maybe Florida. Give me Florida, dude.
Florida.
Jets, Caps, Florida.
Dallas,
Edmonton.
Done.
Agreed.
All right, let's see what Perplexity has. All right, the Perplexity top 5. They have the Caps at 1 and the Jets at 2. So we're just flip-flop here. Then they got Edmonton,
which we had at 5.
Then they got Carolina. Carolina's the one team we've cucked.
Yes, and it is.
But then after that, they have Dallas, who we had at what? 4? 3?
We had Dallas at 3.
Yeah.
No, Dallas at 4. Edmonton at 5. And
so
we had the Panthers in there.
We've got, Carolina has lost 2 in a row. We've got 4 of the 5.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, dude. Like, this is the best AI in the game, and we got 4 out of 5.
That's not bad at all. And Carolina could be in there any day of the week.
They
look nasty.
Grade. We just passed the Perplexity grade.
That feels good.
I feel pretty great about that.
That's probably one of our best Powers rankings.
Come on.
That's one of our best Powers Perplexity rankings.
I love
makes
it.
sense.
The Powers Perplexity ranking. We did pretty good.
Huge.
Love it. All right, let's move on to our starting 6. Starting 6 this year, starting it off. The man has been on it, I think, 3 weeks in a row now.
I know.
David Pastrnak, he's on an 11-game heater with 10 goals, 14 assists. He's in the Hart conversation.
Whoa, dude.
He's in the Hart conversation.
I don't think that's right.
Man, you cannot be having 24 points in 11 games, and you're single-handedly keeping the Boston Bruins alive.
Well, I was going to say, he's doing that thing, where a guy's just like, I'm the only reason you're here. Yeah, he's doing that thing, and I won't take that from him, but that's not going to win you a heart in this country.
In this country.
Jack Hughes is going to be our center this week. 6-game heater, 5 goals, 3 assists, 2 tucks last night in a very big win against the Penguins. Shootout win.
He did miss a breakaway in OT and then whiff his shootout attempt, but they got the win. It's all that matters.
61 points in 54 games. He might miss 100 points again.
And Pasha is going to lose his bet with Witt.
Yeah, wow.
Which is real tough.
You hate to see that.
I'm pretty sure this is the last year of the bet.
Really?
Yeah.
We got to text him about that.
And it looks like Jack's just going to come up a little bit.
He could do it.
Yeah. He's got, a little under 30 games left. I bet he's probably point per game there. I think he's going to finish with 94 points.
Yeah, he's got to get the Gato going right now.
Really tough.
Right now. Step on it.
Other wing, we got Kent Johnson. The Blue Jackets looking real good. He is on an 8-game heater with 4 goals, 5 assists. He scored a gross Spanorama backhand top cheese tuck last night and then mean mugged the camera. It was absolutely unbelievable.
Yep. Defense, we're going Jake Sanderson, the Sandman, had 3 goals, 7 assists for 10 points in 6 straight games, and the Senators are securely in a playoff spot.
They are a playoff team.
And that makes sense to me.
It's unbelievable.
Because they're good.
Other D, Josh Morrissey, 2 goals, 4 assists in his last 7 games. Jets look nasty. Like we said, they are just piping teams. It's unbelievable. And Josh is carrying the load on the blue line.
Dude, this next one is something. We're witnessing something special.
It's something very special.
We've been talking about this. We almost brought this up last week, and we didn't. I'm so glad we didn't, because now we get the joy of bringing it up like this now. Goalie, we are going Ilya Sorokin. In his last 10, he is 9-1 with 2 shutouts, a 9.42 save percentage, and a 1.66 goals against average.
Can you believe those numbers? And you know what's funny?
It's Wah, dude.
I
I
already had him.
Yeah.
And then last night was just another dominant performance and just made all these numbers even better.
It's crazy.
Phenomenal
And that's
stuff.
what that team needs, obviously. Yeah. So
unbelievable. That is our starting 6. Let's close out this episode with a nice little game.
I love games. Dude, speaking of games, I played the Almost Friday card game again.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
It's great.
Oh, wait, yeah. Did you do that on your surprise Valentine's Day?
I did have an emergency Valentine's Day.
Chris is going to be on the road for Valentine's Day, so he and Sandra did an emergency Valentine's Day on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. And we played.
And you played the Almost Friday card game?
Yeah, we did the horse race. I love the horse race.
Yeah, that is fun.
Because there's a ton of mini games. You know
what, dude? I actually like this. Like, playing fun games like the Almost Friday card game on Valentine's Day is better than just doing nonstop
Hey, I
romantic
got you
stuff.
chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you want to play fucking horse race?
Yeah.
And booze.
So the Almost Friday card game is making Valentine's Day better.
Cooler for dudes and chicks. She had a good time.
This is pretty sweet.
So, next time you have your emergency Valentine's Day, horse race on Almost Friday card game.
I absolutely
No brainer.
Let's get into our game. We're doing, what are we calling this one? Connective Tissue?
Is it the 2 players?
Yeah.
Yeah, Connective Tissue.
We're doing Connective Tissue. For those who are unfamiliar, this game is where I will give Christopher the bio of 2 players whose names connect.
Meet in the middle.
If we were doing this as a movie, I could do something like Independence Day After Tomorrow.
Yep.
And the log line of the movie would be aliens come and attack the Earth as a
natural disaster.
Arctic freeze happens across the planet.
Yep.
Independence Day After Tomorrow.
Great.
So we're going to be doing 2 NHL players. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
I've got hints ready if you need them.
Yep. Yours are always harder than mine.
Here's your player. What?
Yours are harder than mine.
I try to give you very clear who the player is.
No, they're great. They're more creative than mine.
Okay. After being just the 2nd player drafted in team history, this player was traded by the Vegas Golden Knights before ever playing a game to a team where he would eventually become the youngest captain in team history, only to shock the world by giving up his early career as a model and actor to play defense for this original 6 team.
Oh, dude, that is incredible.
So once again, after being just the 2nd player drafted in team history, this player was traded by the Vegas Golden Knights before ever playing a game to a team where he would eventually become the youngest captain in team history, only to shock the world by giving up his early career as a model and actor to play defense for this original 6 team.
Is that second one true?
Yeah. And also, this one's really fun. This connection is really, it's cheeky. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
that's what I mean. Yours are always like, Brandon Carr Logan Couture. And I'm like,
it's
okay.
fantastic, dude.
Okay, so Vegas had a guy they drafted.
Yeah.
He never played
He
for
was
them.
only the second player drafted in team history.
Yeah, so he was drafted in like 2018.
That's the exact year. You got it right.
2017, yeah. He's drafted in 2017, never plays for Vegas, and goes to a different team where he becomes the second youngest captain in team history.
Currently a captain.
He's currently on that team still.
Yeah, and he's the captain. He's the youngest captain in team history.
Okay. I wonder...
And you should...
How quickly did he become a captain?
Not that quickly.
Okay. So... But he's the second youngest still? Like he didn't... couldn't have been that young.
What do you mean? He was drafted in 2017. He's a young boy.
But he didn't become captain right away.
I mean, it was... When I say not that, it's not like it was like he
Last
showed up
year.
and was captain.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like...
Yeah. So...
It's a team with a lot of history.
And he's the second youngest.
Yeah. No, he is the youngest.
Oh, he's the youngest.
The youngest captain.
Second pick.
Second
youngest
pick
captain.
by Vegas.
Yep. Youngest captain in team history on a team with a lot of history. Okay, so to me that says an original 6 team. And I'm trying to go through the captains of the original 6 teams right now. You got Brad Marchand, and Vegas didn't draft him. And then you had Jacob Trouba. They didn't do anything.
They don't have a captain right now, so it's not the Rangers.
So it's not him. And then you have Chicago, who is Fliggy.
Yep.
And then you have Toronto, which is Matthews. They didn't draft him.
No.
Then you have Detroit, which is Larkin.
They didn't draft him. So you know who it is.
So then Montreal. Nick Suzuki. Okay, this is going to be fun. So the second clue is this person gave up their modeling career.
Early career as a model and actor to play defense for this original 6 team.
Nick Suzuki. Oh, I know it.
Come on.
Nick Suzuki Andre Miller.
Yeah, dude. The classic Nick Suzuki Andre Miller.
Dude, that is good.
That's a good one,
That was
isn't
really
it?
good, and I didn't know that Key gave up a Zoolander.
Dude,
career.
a Minnesota boy. He was a model and actor for Target commercials.
Nick Suzuki.
He was also a
Andre
forward who then transitioned to defense. And now he's Nick Suzuki Andre Miller.
That is incredible. Vegas drafted Suzuki?
Yeah. First round.
Damn, dude.
Immediately traded him.
For what?
I don't remember.
Tell me right now. That's a fucking monster deal.
You look it up. We'll look it up off air. That is it for us today at the Empty Netters podcast. Unbelievable episode. Thank you for Toff joining. Guys, we got the Super Bowl this weekend.
Obviously.
We're going to be making some bets. We're going to be doing a lot of crazy, crazy stuff. We are also headed to Four Nations next week. We'll get one more episode in next week at the top of the week here as we get ready for Four Nations. But let's all prepare for the Super Bowl. Let's all do the right thing and absolutely hammer the Chiefs money line. Hammer it.
Yeah, it's your duty.
It is your duty. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Have some fun. And until we see you next time.
Skate hard.